Everyone, welcome to Autism Beyond the Label. I am Shaheem Shabazz, and this is my mom.
Hi, I'm Antoinette Shabazz. Welcome again to Autism Behind the Label with Shaheem. So today we're going to talk about a topic that most people kind of get confused. I'm not going to do a lot of the talking today. I'm going to let Shaheem talk some. But I think it's a misconception that just because kids with Aspergers or autism are able to achieve certain tasks, that there's really nothing wrong with them, especially difficult tasks like getting a driver's license. So we're going to talk about, that topic today. And I'm going to let you talk about it, right?
Well, yes, I mean, like I thought this was going to be some kind of like...
Yeah, we're going to have a dialogue. So anyway, I think that everybody is born with a gift, a God-given gift or a talent.
Most likely, almost nearly everybody is. Yeah.
You think so?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so what would you say that your gift is, like your God-given gift?
Yeah, my God-given gift is just like my willing to do like whatever it is to make me a better person.
No, like I mean that's a good thing too.
Well, like meaning also just following directions, just doing whatever's right, doing it like on time whenever I can.
Right.
And skills, yes, also good. Yes.
But I think those are things that you can learn to do. But I'm talking about things like has anyone ever taught you how to do voiceovers?
No, nobody's never ever taught.
Has anybody ever taught you how to draw?
No.
So that's like a God-given talent. You see what I'm saying? Like you were born knowing how to do that. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
So there's things that you're passionate about, like drawing and voiceovers that just come naturally to you, right?
Yes.
But then there's tasks that you complete, but it's just because you know that it's necessary.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Right. So that's the things that we're talking about today. So let's see. We're going to talk about driver's license. Okay.
That's
and
fine.
The reason we're going to talk about driver's license is because a lot of people, by looking at a child that has autism or Asperger's, okay, you're not in my camera. I need you to be all the way in my camera. Yes.
Oh, well, you just have to turn the phone.
So anyway, sometimes people will look at your child, especially in our situation, and they'll think, okay, well, I don't see anything wrong because he appears to be just a normal kid. And that's true. He is a normal kid, but he views the world differently.
Well, I mean, like, well, I wouldn't say almost completely differently.
Yeah,
like,
but there's some things, right?
Yeah, well, a few things.
So one of the things is, like, someone would ask, do you have a driver's license? Right?
Yes.
And you do have a driver's license.
Yes.
But you don't drive.
Yes.
You're able to drive, but you only drive when?
Like only when it's...
Do you drive by yourself?
Not yet.
Okay. So why don't you drive by yourself?
Because I just only want to work on just... The main thing is just like paying attention to detail and also I think there's also something else, like a second key that I think
Which is what?
Yeah, like I believe this. Like
Okay.
I believe like...
Turn your chair because it's poking in my side. There you go.
Like I kind of believe I just rely too much on safety.
Come to me.
Come
to me.
I'm coming to you.
Okay, cool. All right, so you rely too much on safety?
Yeah, like I rely too much on like being safe. Like, yeah, they tell you to be safe, but I think I take it way too seriously. Like I just...
Yes, very literal, right?
I mean, yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to go back for a minute. We're not going to be on here long. So let's go back to when you first tried to get your driver's license, right?
First try to?
Like when you first were learning how to drive. Okay, so first of all, we decided that it was best for Shaheem to learn how to drive from a parent instead of learning from someone else. So I'll let you take over from there. So we logged on to...
I mean, like that wasn't exactly the first thing. Like
but you had to do the stuff on the computer first, right?
Yeah. Like,
so that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, like before that. Like,
okay, so go ahead.
Like before that, like we were just like driving it, like learning how to drive in a parking lot.
Okay, so we started off in the parking lot. And of course, it worked out to our benefit because kids with autism or Asperger's are used to a routine. So we made sure that we drove in the parking lot and we went to the same parking lot, right?
Yeah, yes.
Same parking lot over and over and over and over and over and over again, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and you can tell them about that part.
I mean, yes. I mean, just the same parking lots, but it can be like different every now and then. Then we have to go on the streets, take care of like everything necessary, and then
Yeah, but they don't know what everything necessary is. What do you mean by everything necessary?
Yeah, like everything that's like learning how to just work everything, like like turning signals and
turning signals, blinkers, following the traffic signs.
Turning signals and blinkers are like the same thing. I almost flip-flopped on that.
Oh, gotcha.
But yes, changing lanes.
Changing lanes, knowing what the signs mean, right?
Yes, and like how to read them while driving, because just
you got to multitask.
Yes.
Right? Do you think that's something difficult to do for you? To be able to drive and look at the other cars and read the signs?
I promise you that I am working on that.
Yeah, but is that a difficult thing for you?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to tell them. That it was something difficult, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we did that, and we did it. We did. Your dad took you every day, right? Every day during the summer, he took you driving.
Yeah, like if I recall, yes.
Yeah, every single day they went driving. And again, this isn't something that Shaheem. It's not like it's something that he asked us, like, "Hey, I really want to get your driver's license." It's just one of those things to where, like we say, you take things literally. If society says at the age of 16, oh, you can get your driver's license. That's what everybody does when they turn 16. Of course, that's what he's going to want to do. So that's how he came about going to get his driver's license. It's not like he asked us. It was just at 16, that was one of the boxes that he wanted to check to make sure he accomplished that task. So we went on and your dad logged you on to what?
To Aceable.
Aceable. What is Aceable?
They just teach you like the benefits of like driving, like the pros and cons and like everything related to driving.
Did they take you on a test or something?
No, thank God they didn't. I mean, but however, yes, we, like me and my sister, we did go to take our driving lessons. And we both passed. We got our license.
Yeah, but even on the computer, did you have to take a quiz or something?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, y'all took a quiz. So you had to still know some stuff, like you had to study, I guess. Or did you study? Or you just remembered?
I guess it's like based on memory. Like,
did you base it on your memory? Like, what did you do?
I mean, I don't really remember. Like, I think it's like all about memory instead of just like studying. I don't
see. Now that's another thing, because you have a very good memory, right?
Yes.
Like you can remember most things, but driving isn't one of those things that really interests you. So therefore, you don't really remember, right?
Yeah, don't remember that much.
Yeah, much about it. But if it was something that you was really interested in, like who's the voice of somebody in a movie? Like, let's say who's the voice of Incredible Hulk, right? That's something that you would remember because that interests you, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I see your points, but yes, driving still matters to me because it just makes me, like, it's like one of those things of just being an adult and taking full responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to do that.
Yes.
I'm just like taking time.
Exactly. So that's what we're trying to explain to everybody, that just because you have a driver's license, that's great to have it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you drive every day and you don't drive by yourself, right? That's something that we're working towards, driving by yourself,
yes.
Right?
And like by the time I do get it, that's when I will personally get a job.
Right.
And just, move on like everybody else.
Right. So after we did the Aceable, right? After you did Aceable, then your dad had you driving to school, right? Wasn't he driving to school? Or no, he used to come pick you up from school?
Yes.
Okay, so you can tell them about that part.
Like, pick me up from school, and then I would just drive all the way home.
Mm-hmm. So then you had to learn how to navigate through the parking lot at school, right?
Yes.
Which was difficult, and tell them why it was difficult.
because of course there were just kids coming and going, like, just knowing like, oh, there's a car, so I just better just pick up the pace or whatever.
And sometimes kids didn't even pick up the pace, right? They just kind of walked in front of the car like it was like you wasn't even driving.
Yeah, it's just I don't really know what's going on with this world.
So were you confused as to like when to turn or what lane to turn, like in the parking lot? Did the parking lot confuse you any?
I wouldn't say confused. Like, I was just like, I just took it like serious. I just took it seriously. Like, I just relied on it a little bit too much.
So what do you think is the most difficult part when it comes to driving? What's the most difficult part for you?
It's just, like relying on being too much safe. I'm like safely too much. Like I said before, like, it is important to be safe, but whenever I do, I just rely on a little bit too much. Like, oh God, like, I just hope nothing bad ever happens. And then I just lose focus, and I just...
So what about changing lanes?
Well, yeah, like, I just want to be able to, like, do that. Like, anything while I'm in the car, like, I just want to just try to do, like, on my own, but I will ask for help if needed. And some pointers, too. So, yeah, just the changing lane part. Like, always just looking at that mirror. Like, all this is just a glance. And not... And that's another thing. Being a mechanic and stuff. Being a mechanic with movements and, like, reflexes and all that stuff. It's all about... Like, yeah, like, I just watching how other people do it. And, like, whenever, like, when I used to do it, all this is just, like, looking there, like... kind of like this, instead of just going.
Yeah, like some, I guess when that comes into the literal part, right? When they say, Shaheem, you're driving and you need to look over your shoulder. Remember Dad was talking about a blind spot?
Yes.
So you need to look over to see. But it's not a look over like what?
Yeah, like exaggerately. It is just a glance. But all it is just me just,
Because when you look and stay there for a long time, then what happens?
Then something...
Then you can crash into the person in front of you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've already had some incidents where... Do you remember any incidents when you might have almost hit someone? With your dad in a car? Do you remember?
I mean, it was like...
Can you tell them about it?
I mean, it happened like, what, like 3 times?
Did it happen 3 times?
Like,
okay, tell them about it, because I wasn't there.
All right, like, the first incident was like, the first incident was kind of like one summer, like, I think it was like 2018. And then another incident happened like 2019, and then...
So what happened in those incidents, though?
All this is just like, exiting out of Walmart and... Going to a medium, and
the median in between.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
yes.
Like the cars are coming and you're trying to go in the middle part.
Yes.
Okay. And then what?
Yeah, and then this one car like about to come out, and then just we almost crashed into it.
Was he turning or was he going straight?
I mean, like it's like coming out of a was turning a corner, and then he just went out into like a median.
Yeah. So. That's just one of the things, like we were saying before, just one of the normal things that we have to deal with on a daily basis when you take things very literally or you're used to a certain routine, but we just don't want people to be confused that, kids that have autism or Asperger's are lazy, because they have their strengths and their weaknesses just same way that kids that don't have disabilities have their strengths and their weaknesses as well. Now, you can drive really well, right? Because you know how to follow the rules and you remember all the details.
Yes.
But it just takes a lot of other things at the same time, like multitasking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we just wanted to jump on here today. We wanted to talk about driving and the misconceptions that people might have. Just because you have a driver's license doesn't necessarily mean that he can drive by himself. He can drive assisted, right?
Yeah.
With us. And it's just going to take work. You know what I mean? So if you were saying, although you're 21,
Yes.
in driving age, you might be like what? Like, you know how you say, I'm 21, but I might be inexperienced at driving. So you're more like a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? You know how 17-year-olds just started learning how to drive?
Yes.
Yes. So they don't drive enough on the road to be an experienced driver. Like driving at nighttime, driving in the rain, driving, under all conditions. Why are you frowning at me?
I'm not frowning. I'm just taking all this in.
Okay.
This is my focus phase.
So somebody might say, "Oh, he's 21 and he got a driver's license. He know how to drive really well." Right?
Yes.
That's not the case. You know how to drive, but you don't drive every day, so that means you're not experienced, right?
Right.
Cool. Anything else you want to talk about today before we get on?
I'm sorry. Like I'm just focused. I'm just taking all this in because it means so much to me. Like like I've been saying.
You just look like you're bad. You got this face on right now.
I'm focusing.
You're like this with your eyebrows turned down at me.
The way how you present them, I'm like it might be something different, but I'm just like, it's just stone faced. That's all.
Got it. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about before we get off? Anything. We got we only been on here for 16 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, like all that is just me. Just not be don't be afraid of anything, not hesitating or anything like that.
So if it was a kid, let's say that it was a kid that has Aspergers, right?
Yes.
And they're 15 and they're just learning how to drive with a parent or maybe someone else. What would you tell them if they said, "Oh man, I'm scared. I'm going to kill somebody on the road"?
All that is just focusing as hard as you can. Make sure you know what you're doing and just listen to what your parent tells you or teacher tells you. Teacher along with a student driver, you already know. And you just go ahead and just do it. Don't say you're gonna try to do it. You just have to go. Action speaks louder than words. You have to just go.
I see you shot. Action speak louder than words. Okay, so what would you tell somebody? Would you rather have a parent teach you? Was it hard? Do you think it would have been harder if somebody else taught you, or you think it was better that your dad taught you?
Well, it won't really matter. I mean, it's mostly
matter?
It's mostly I'm parents are mostly helpful there because they will always be there for you. It just might depend if the person a teacher it's how strict they are. That's kind of
Gotcha. Okay, so you want to tell them what your dad did to prepare you though for the test? Remember, y'all went and found the route that y'all was going to take. They kind of cheated. I mean, they didn't cheat, but they kind of cheated. So, you want to tell him what Dad did?
All this is just driving in parking lots and on.
No,
roads.
remember so y'all was going to go take the test, and then he found out that this is the route that the lady takes. She drives this way, this way, this way. She goes around this block, and then she's going to have you do this and this and this.
Oh, right.
And then he took you for how many times? Twice or 3 times, something like that.
I don't remember.
And then remember he had you drive the route that the lady was going to take you.
Oh wait, now it's coming back.
You remember? He was like, "Okay, this is what the lady's going to do. She's going to have you drive this way, and then she's going to have you make a left, and then she's going to tell you to drive this way, and then she's going to make it right." Remember? So he went and found that path that the driver's ed teacher, because of course you take the course at home, but in order to get your permit, you have to go and actually take the driver's portion. And on that driver's portion, they have to be able to do everything that, of course, everything that they're asked. So if your child has a disability or autism or Asperger's, it kind of benefits if you can find out what that course, you're not in my camera no more. Scoot over. Okay. So it kind of benefits us if we know which path that the instructor is going to take it's kind of cheating, but it's not cheating because they still have to do the work. So if you can find out what that route is, you can take them and practice on that and go over and over and over so that when they become, when they get there that day to take the driver's test, they're very comfortable because they've already driven that route before. Right?
Yes.
And then when the lady got in the car with you, she didn't even make you go that far, did she?
I mean, like, all this is just a simple, like, drive around, like, doing, like, what she says. And like,
did you drive far or did you just drive around the block?
Just around the block.
Exactly. She drove around the block. And what did she say? You was what? What did she say?
She was really nice. All we had a good conversation. Like, she asked me for, like, my YouTube channel and all that stuff.
Did she?
Oh, yeah.
And then she said you was respectful?
Yes.
And that you was a good kid and you was well-mannered?
Yes.
But, of course, they're going to be that anyway because that's what parents do. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want our kids, you're going to be respectful anyway. That's just a given. No big deal. Oh. But a little niceness goes a long way. A little respect goes a long way. So I think that we just had a nice lady that day, being that he was very respectful, had good manners. She took it a little easy on him also. So that's just our tips that we're giving today. So we will be back. We don't really have a routine of when we come and do these videos. And the reason we don't have like a routine or a schedule of when we do the videos is because sometimes I'm busy, sometimes Shaheem's busy, or sometimes you'll tell me I'm ready to do the video and then I take forever.
Well, yes, I mean, like
like last time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be bringing you these videos, and if you have anything that you're interested in us talking about, instead of us sitting on here just rattling off at the mouth, then you can just let us know. Also, feel free to comment, put anything that you would love to hear about. If you have a sibling or a friend or neighbor, anyone that you know that could benefit from this information, please give us some tips on topics that they would like to hear about. If we have any input, we'll be glad to give it to you. Like we said before, our channel here is to talk about all the issues that we deal with and what we have dealt with growing up, or him growing up, or us growing up together. Aww. So if we can help in any way, we're here to do so. Just making it comfortable for others to come forward and talk about the difficulties it is dealing with a child that has a disability such as autism and Asperger's, because it's so many people that are going through these issues, but they're afraid to talk about it for some reason or another. It's okay. All of us are in it together, so we'll be fine, right?
Yes, we will. Because
we example that we doing it just fine. We got through it just fine. We had some difficult times though, didn't we, Sean? Oh Lord.
Well, like,
you think it was difficult at some point?
Like
growing up, was it ever difficult? Do you remember it being difficult?
Like, do I remember saying that, or
no? Do you? Do you think I got mad at you a lot?
Yes.
Okay, what did I get mad at you for?
I mean, there was.
Go ahead, you can tell them.
I can't remember. Like,
that's because I didn't get mad at.
Well, I mean, like, there was this one time where I did write. Remember when I used to write notes to myself?
Oh yeah, and then he used to write notes to me. Instead of coming to talk to me, he would like write me a note. Like, I would get mad at him or he would get mad at me. He would like write a note and then like slide it under the door. Like, I am so upset with you. I didn't mean to do this. And what I was trying to say.
I said that?
No, you say. What I was trying to say was so and so and so and so and so. I didn't mean it that way. Because what I used to say is, Shaheem, I am done with that. And I am not talking about it no more. It's over and it's done with. And then you would write a note and then send it under my door. And then you know what I do? I write a note and send it right back to him. So, yeah, that was during our little communication days where I wouldn't let him get his point across, which is another thing we're going to leave on this note. It's important to let them get their message out to you. Let them get it out, whatever they need to say. It's not being disrespectful. It's just they have to get it out so that you can hear it. Because if they're not allowed to get it out so that you can hear it, then they feel like like their stuff. Like they gotta get it out one way or another. You know, even if you think that it's irrelevant and the situation is over and we're done with it and I'm talking about it, they got to get it out. And it's going to come out one way or another. So let them write you a little note and just do like I did and write them a note back. I'm mad at you.
That's only
I'm mad at
just,
you too.
That's only just for little kids out there. I mean, like, yes.
No, you did it when you got older too.
What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
When was the last?
Like in middle school, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
that's not
school.
Little kid.
I'm like, well, middle school kid. I mean, like, still kid. I mean, like, even in your teens, you're still a kid.
I guess he's right. Literally, he's right. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We love y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Autism Beyond the Label with Shaheem. And you can also find us on Instagram. Same thing, Autism Beyond the Label. Okay? See you guys next time. Don't forget to ask questions. We're here to answer. Love you guys.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
See ya.
As always.